This amazing statistic was that something like 63% of all the new home permits were for rentals, build to rent. So America is becoming a renter nation. And let me just show you something. So this chart is one of the most important charts you'll see this weekend. This chart is the reason we're all here. This is a big deal. This chart shows you that coming out of the Great Recession, they just haven't built any homes. We have this massive shortage. So here's the next version of that chart. And there it is. That is the housing shortage. And wow, everybody, I guess, got so gun shy during the Great Recession because they overbuilt. And then there was massive undersupply. The population was increasing and the construction was decreasing. So these two things diverged. And they won't converge until 2032 again, where we will reach market equilibrium. This is the reason we're all here. We are here to supply the market, because the market has a terrible, terrible shortage. So what do you think of that? How many of you want to supply and solve the housing shortage problem, right? This is the problem right here, and this is the opportunity at the same time. So, one of the things that is easy to do, but you must do it in advance. It's really easy. It's actually quite cheap, and that is asset protection. You've got to do this ahead of time. You cannot wait and do it later. It has to be done in advance. We live in a very litigious country. We all know that. I heard this amazing statistic a few years back that the average American, which I kind of couldn't believe this, that the average American during their life will be involved in 7 lawsuits. And I thought about that and I thought, are you kidding me? No way. Like just the average Joe. I mean, I've been involved in a zillion, okay? So maybe I'm tipping the scales. But 7 lawsuits? Are you kidding? No way. Well, and then I started to think about it. Okay, maybe you get a divorce. That's a lawsuit. You have a dispute of some sort. That's a lawsuit. You have a car accident. That's a lawsuit. And then you have a kid who gets in trouble with the law. That's a lawsuit. There's 4, okay? And that's kind of sounds pretty typical for most people, right? That you're going to have 4. But that kind of blew me away. Anyway, whatever the number is, we know that it's very dangerous, that one litigation can completely destroy your life. And I'll give you an example. Many of you know this story. I did a YouTube video about it, but in 2018, I had this competitor that was trying to ruin my business. It was a great year. It was our best year ever. We were on the Inc. 5000. Everything was great. And this competitor decided they were going to take a bunch of our market share by ruining my reputation, okay? And they actually did kind of a decent job at that, okay? And our business did go down. And so it took me 5 years, but I took them to court. And we went to federal court in Fort Lauderdale, and one of our speakers was actually at that trial. It's Gary Pinkerton back there. Thank you, Gary, for showing up. And it was an 8-day trial with a jury, and the jury awarded us a $56 million judgment. Yeah, it was the 8th biggest jury award in the state of Florida in 2022. And then they appealed, and that took 2 more years, and we just won the appeal. So yay! The appeals court didn't take anything away. We got the same original jury award. So that was great. Or the original judgment award that the lower court gave us. So that was great. But you just think about these people, right, who were the defendants in the case. Like there are 6 parties. And I am going to be chasing them for years and years to come. Had they just done some of these things in advance, which they did some of them, okay, it would have been much, much harder, okay? And this is just like an easy thing you can do. You just got to do it in advance. It's the only big requirement. Do it before there's a problem. Dig your well before you're thirsty.